Hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. I'm your host, Desiree DeMars, and I am excited for you to join me wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is in the world, for this new moon in Gemini reading of the bones. And I'm going to first read just some bullet points that I've gathered throughout the last couple of weeks that have caught my eye. There's probably infinite numbers of, whether it's tarot or astrology, whoever you follow or whatever structure you follow to give you guidance during the month, especially between or during the new and full moons. What I'm going to do, most of mine is gathered through astrological information, and much of it is from Pam Gregory, who I absolutely love and would refer for anybody really wanting to understand the much bigger picture about astrology, not so much about your individual sign. She does teach that. She has teaching videos available, but it is more about the greater energies and this incredible experience of evolutionary change that we're going through. So she has other guest speakers, which is what I love, and that are all in alignment with the same ideas, with the same intentions. So let me just share briefly one thing, and I've been noticing this already, maybe many of you have, that Gemini brings in a lot of scattered energy. There's just a lot of information. It may be information overload for many. I feel like I have to just rest more in order to integrate that or just allow it to pass through, because much of it will not be of interest or pertinent to your situation or your life. But what intrigued me most, that some of the energies were about dreaming big, and that our blood, actually, how we are being physically affected by these light frequencies. I write about this just briefly in my newsletter, monthly newsletter, and you can always just go on my website, DesireeDemars.com, and read it. You don't have to subscribe. But there's this aspect of iron, the iron that's in our blood through our red blood cells, the hemoglobin. Our base chakra is activated, which I use as part of our invocation all the time. So this really piqued my interest. The iron in the blood is being affected by galactic energies. The calcium in our bones is sourced from stardust. And so this stardust too is being affected by these increased aspects of light. As we go through the photon belt, which is once in 26,000 years, I think it is. It's a large cycle. And then, so of course, we don't know what that means, what that would have looked like before, unless you can follow some historic information and feel like you've, followed the breadcrumbs or gone down a rabbit hole and really understand how that is relating to these times. It's also, on a good note, bringing in laser focus and surges of power. So here again, we have this polarity, scattered energy, but the ability to have laser focus and then to be able to receive these surges of power from these light bodies, especially the sun, going through incredible transformations in itself, or the solar or corona mass ejections that we're experiencing. So the message that I've kind of gathered from those polarities and all of that is that the laser focus, what's important about that is to focus on peace, to stay in that state of peace, balance, equilibrium. Jupiter is expanding this liberation with Gemini influences. All this information, much of this information is being how would I say it? The frequency of these mass media information bits are all about truth that is shocking or surprising, and it's coming in wave. We have lots of Uranus influences, electrical, like lightning, just something hitting us like a bolt of lightning. So we're going to continue to feel these surprises. And then on the other hand, Saturn is moving slow. So there are these things that we're getting blasted with that are shocking, surprising, quick, and probably right to the gut for some of us. This is why it's important to have discernment. And then we have Saturn moving slowly and actually going into retrograde. So that kind of narrows the focus, right? So what we want to narrow in on, I feel, is our spiritual practices, whatever that looks like for you. Breathing, yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, breath work, any and all of them. However that practice then looks to you. Maybe it's more about your food right now. So, eating organic when you can, growing your own foods. All of these things are essential and important to the soul to feel it is receiving the nurturing that it needs to revitalize, refresh, and also just reconfigure how it may as we are dropping away, releasing, or letting go of these patterns, beliefs, structures that no longer serve us as we evolve, as we raise our frequency. Okay, and then we become, we're in alignment with at a much higher resonance. And so, what else did I want to say? Solar flares will continue, but it's about dropping into stillness, being in tune with the breath, as simple as it can get, because the whole point of all of this is that we want to get out of the head. So I have no idea what that little chime was, but maybe it's the clock behind me. I'm in a space that is not my own, so that's forgive the blurred background. I usually don't like to do that, but it works for what it is. And then maybe it'll help us have more laser focus on this reading. I am going to do an invocation with a little rattling, and then I'm also going to invite you. You can just imagine if you were receiving this reading live, I would be I make a sacred offering or an offering to create or enhance the sacred space or the sacredness of the space. So I call in Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Infinite Creator of all that is, come and be with us. Come and be with us as we sit in this circle here today for this Gemini new moon. Bring us information, bring us guidance, bring us wisdom, understanding, ahas, however you want to look at that, however you want to frame it for yourself. Allow that to be some of the base of your own intention. The intention, the I am presence, the intention that you have that wells up from your heart because it is part of the awe and wonder of that innocence or that childlike self. The intention and then the attention, I am, A for attention. Take your intention, put your attention on it, and then allow for movement, allow for flow. We know, the artist's way is to be in flow. Then there is no time and space. Then we are in resonance with the frequencies that are much greater than us, much greater than this idea of space and time, which we know only exists in our imagination, that we have all accepted it and we've created this idea of time in a linear fashion. So a journey like this is to explore beyond that, to cross the veil, as a medium would say, and to tune into all of our guides, angels, teachers, whatever resources are out there, our superconscious, to this is the strangest thing. I've been here for over a week and I've not heard that chime once. So anyway, I like the sound of it. So let's just go with it and join me as I rattle to call in what it is we need today. We would like to bring into the sacred circle for our bone reading on June 6th, 2024, this new moon in Gemini. So here we go. Join me with this invocation. Let us call in the spirits of all of the directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. Come and be with us. Come and be with us as we sit in a sacred circle together beyond all time and space, beyond the polarities that exist on this earth plane through our intention, our imagination as a human. Let us tap into our superconscious awareness and flow outward into the Akash, the energy field, the superconscious field of understanding, the knowing field, whatever you call it, Great Spirit, God, come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of the elementals, earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, and gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit beside us in the sacred circle. Acknowledge the oneness of us all, how we can align, how we can come into synchronicity to be together, to understand, and how we can function, right, in this oneness. Come and be with us. Come and be with us, all of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, the seen, the unseen, the magical, the mystical, the known and the unknown, the two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged, the winged ones, the finned ones, the creepy crawlers, all things that exist, everything, animal, mineral, plant. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Bring your wisdom, bring your knowing, bring your understanding, bring this information forward and let it settle in to this field so that it may be more accessible to us through this sacred circle and this bone reading that we're about to embark upon. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended and are now here working on our behalf. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Allow for this expansion. Imagine now this brilliant white light has come down from the heavens and it's anchoring us all the way down to the center of the earth. And as we feel this anchoring and this rainbow light infuse the brilliant white light that is around us at all times, feel that activation. Feel the activation of this expanded light, some of the light frequencies that we don't see through our eyes, but we can know through our expanded state of awareness. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. As we sit in the sacred circle, taking in this information, taking in these vital signs, these vital symbols, this extra charged energy, and allow that extra charge, right, to activate our chakras, this core of the earth. Again, back to what I started with talking about the galactic influences that we're feeling. We're feeling them in our chakras. And this iron molten core of the earth is in syncing us and activating our base chakra, our first chakra, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, white, and then spilling out over the top of the head in this toroidal field of multi-dimensions that we are, like a donut, right? And that is eternal and infinite. That is the soul, right? That is the soul. So may we tap into the soul wisdom, this higher source of ourself that is a mirror for that above us, and bring it down into the below. The red of iron, that hemoglobin that brings us vitality and life force. Just feel that activating all of our chakras so that all of our chakras are open, fully functioning, front and back, balanced and aligned. And so it is as our ancestors, past, present, and future, join us in their modality, in their sensibility, in their state of wisdom and understanding about us and how they are in relationship to us. And to all those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins, come and be with us. Come and be with us, bringing this state of joy, innocence, awe and wonder, bring that activation forward so that we are in these higher frequencies and then can align with that higher frequency information that's surrounding us at this time, that's coming in through the light that we see, the warmth that we feel, and the air that we breathe. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Join us now. Hear our prayers, hear our intentions, feel our hearts. Feel our hearts in coherence with the mind, with the understanding that we are one and we are seeking information that comes through the heart, the highest form of resonance. Feel that coming in. I don't know if it's our first brain or a second brain. I think it's a bigger field than our brain for sure. And you can follow up with heart math about that if you want to really learn more about the science of it. But we are in a state now of coherence. We are grounded and expanded. That's the beauty of the polarity. We are all of that. So all that that is and all that we are, may we move forward in this reading and gain those nuggets of wisdom, gain that insight that we are seeking as we take steps forward to move into this brilliant evolutionary unfolding that we are sharing together at this time. In full faith, so be it. May we not only receive this for ourselves, but may all those we come in contact experience this on some level. Let it lift them up, even if they're at the bottom. Let them be lifted up just one step further. If that's all they can take, that's all they're ready to handle. So in full faith, so be it. Aho. So now I'm going to ask you to take some deep breaths and blow 3 times into the basket, and then I'll meet you on the other side with the overhead camera. Filling the basket with your intention from your heart. 3 times for guidance, wisdom, and understanding. And crystal clarity for what these symbols are speaking of to us. So here we are on the other side. Take a look at the first gut hit you get, or as my beautiful teacher Tina Zion says about developing intuition, is take the pop. What is the first thing that pops into your mind, into your view, into your awareness? And for me, now this is a little off screen, this piece here, and that's why it grabbed my interest, is this is the inquiry, and it's way outside of this, not way out, but it is outside of the circle. So it's in an outer ring, which I will move so that you can actually see it. There we go, this coral piece, you know, the piece that represents you or me reaching out, asking for information, wanting to funnel that in to our conscious awareness. And then here is a piece, we've got Neptune, which is interesting. So a little bit of fog, and that's closest to you. If you were sitting here across from me receiving the reading live, you would be there, and that Neptune would be right next to you. The next layer or spiral I see here is, it is a beautiful circle, and definitely comes into the center. So on this outer ring, what I'm seeing, so if you're feeling like a little bit of fog or unclarity, I think it's totally normal. That's kind of what's happening these days. We don't know what is the truth and what is not the truth anymore. And we don't know who is trying to manipulate that or guide it, but we know it is being done. We have rattle, third chakra, so this kind of gut power, this gut strength that we have. Interestingly enough, we have the key right here, and the key is close to an ancient ancestor on our father's side, ancient ancestor on your father's side, close to Mars and drum and the heart. So just feeling that heart energy, that heart's intention. Mars, this fiery energy, I'm sure that we're all feeling, even though we may not recognize it, it may be subconscious because we have no idea what these celestial bodies or this energy coming from the sun, we have no idea what it was like in the past, right? Up close. Now we're feeling this kind of up close and personal energy flow, and we're having to discern and kind of make decisions about it. Some of it obviously based on how does it activate something within us, the memory, the cellular memory that's within us, not just the mental gymnastics, because we know that much of the history that we all live with, believing that is true, is no, was not true, was never true, and was something that was just put in a book and we were taught at school. So just be aware of that. What is your truth? And to look more deeply into that, if I see there's another symbol here that represents that. Here it is. Oh, well, of course, because I mentioned it. It's right here. Here is the sword of truth, and it's right next to the lock. So I mentioned that the key stood out to me, for me, and it's also because it is being expanded, it is being amplified by Jupiter, these influences of Jupiter. And so it's bringing forth a lot of emotion. We have the Nautilus, the element of water, and it's expanding that idea of water. And that's exactly what is happening to a lot of water around the world. We're having floods, or we're either having droughts or we're having floods, right? Because of fires or deforestation, that kind of thing, for all this climate change. So that is indeed infecting us physically. This is the other. So someone else in your life is close. They may have insight, they may be psychic, they may have wisdom, and they shine that upon you, and that is available for you, or you may be feeling it through a download, through above your crown chakra, right? Through that crown chakra, receiving downloads to the earth here, just being receptive into your body. Just be aware that that may be what's coming through. And that information, because of its galactic nature or its cosmic nature, it holds some of the aspects of this vision, a vision that you came in with, your vision, not anyone else's or what you think you should be seeing, feeling, or doing, but your own. And this is happening on a collective level. We have the collective, this little jade frog on his side, and the collective is actually in the process of a transfiguration. I think we all are feeling that. We are being transformed at a level I never really conceived of it. I guess I didn't know what it could possibly mean. I knew I was on a path of raising my consciousness at some point, starting with diet, yoga, meditation, doing healing work with people, receiving healing work from people, from being in sacred spaces, shamans, all kinds of experiences, plant medicines, but all this is being amplified right now, and it is bringing forth this transfiguration. The transfiguration there's multiple levels, so it's very difficult, I think, to say it's one thing, but definitely our DNA is changing. So it's happening on a DNA level because think of this, we have been doing ancestral healing work and healing our ancestors from the past, in the present, and the way we are visioning them in the future. So that is our DNA, which we know is influenced by our environment. It is not just something you receive at birth. End of story, right? It's not the full story. And then this is beautiful. So we have the pair, the match of the ancient ancestors. This is on your mother's side. So the ancient ones, and these are the feminine aspects and qualities of your ancient ancestors, right? on your mother's side, on your father's side, but they are the female, the feminine ancient ones. And they are, I would say, almost like these, I feel like they're the guardians, or they're helping to bring into alignment what is happening here um, in this bigger picture. Just making a slight adjustment here to that light. Hope that helps. Then we have, again, like fire, first chakra, base chakra, the color red. Again, the element of fire that is also representative of passion. So this vision is all about, what do you feel passionate about? What can you envision in your life that would bring passion to you? And then that joy would just spill over and come into the world through you, manifest through you. And it is time. This timekeeper here is saying it's time to remember this. It's blessing the house, the home, whether it's a home that you live in or the house or home within you. And then it's also on another level, on a physical level, saying, what is home? What does home mean to you? And how do you want to see home in your future? And then we have the shaman here. So trust, your inner shaman, your own medicine, being your own medicine, being your own shaman, or even just receiving guidance from somebody that you look up to or feel is bringing some kind of shamanic information to you. So these are the two prominent ancestors, along with a third actually, are the great ones, the greats and the great-great-greats. And that brings us out into this outer circle here around the divine feminine, the blueprint, dropping away the Saturnian, the old that doesn't work anymore. It is the medicine that we are seeking, and we can find some consolation or guidance through our great ones, the great-greats and the great-great-greats on our mother's side, the maternal lineage of the great ones, right? So it's so beautiful. Here's the sun. We are receiving these. Some of these are coming right through your mother's lineage, right? It is sacred. It is about, talking stick is all about being heard, speaking your truth. The medicine of dragon's blood, this protection and yet medicine that is here to help heal and support us. I feel it's all about the nervous system right now. And this idea of vision that we have, and we may have come in with this vision in our blueprint, and now we are remembering it within us. It's all about it's out there in the great mystery. It's so much bigger. This is just the first step, and it is providing for us. It is bringing provision. This is buffalo tooth, and buffalo is providing for us. And then we have the blue pieces that I was noticing, a young adult, a child actually on your father's side, and then the great ones on your father's side. So this is interesting. It's almost like a yin and a yang here. We have the head of these great ones and the head of the great ones, maternal and paternal. And we'll see them like making this full circle here, this wheel of life, right? Or this flower of life. Okay, and I believe this was somewhere in here. But so, and so how it's showing up on top of everything, this idea of blueprint, dropping away what no longer serves, is again back to this transfiguration. And if and when you feel you're at a cross in the road, just know, here we have eagle condor, really look into it deeper, go a little bit deeper. This is like about the path, the spiral path that we are taking, flying through space, thousands of miles per hour. And all of this said, this vision, this process, it is exactly that, a process. For this bone represents that which is not yet created. So all of this is in form, it's in flow, it's in the co-creative process of the inner and the outer, above and below. And so just look into it, get support from community. This is barely showing up here. Oh, there we go. So this is all about community. So really take action with community through community, be a part of a community. And this is a grandfather, your grandfather on your father's side. So grandfather, your paternal grandfather. And here is another young one on your mother's side. That's what's resting right at the head here of Eagle Condor. This vision, almost like a turban, a crown, a disc, a gold disc, an aura, right? The Eagle Condor is saying, take this greater sight, this deeper insight, because it's coming from within. Take this insight forward, move it forward, take that Mars energy, move it forward into a creative way of being, a creative process, a creative experience. And even more so because we have Venus here. Truth, love, beauty. Take it into your own truth, love, and beauty. And here is your grandmother on your mother's side. This red piece here, this red bone. And then I'll just talk briefly about this because this is you. And you are kind of flanked by grandmother on your father's side and a young adult on your father's side. So that's really interesting. You, wide open and receptive, creating, I think, a new foundation. This is what's falling apart, and this is what we're creating anew. So even when it's not clear, this is a little bit about fog, or it could be interference, something directly standing in the way, it might be felt like. Just call in the angelic realms, I would say, and the angels are here really to help you with that, grounding it down into stability, a new foundation. And this is especially influential around your work, because this little tip of elk antler is about work. So now let me go back to the center here and just wrap things up. So this DNA, it's like a rebirth, right? And through shamanic healing or some form of healing that feels shamanic to you, you will be getting clarity of mind so that you can speak your truth. And some of this information, just know it's coming from much greater distance. It's not from the mind, it's from something much greater. So really open up your heart, go into the heart space and notice what is calling, coming in, resonating for you, however you want to express that. So those are the key components. There's a lot going on here because we have areas with a lot of impact through different pieces. So things are, this goes right back to what I said in the beginning with the, the Gemini maybe bringing some kind of chaos, this Gemini energy, bringing in a chaotic feeling, a scattered feeling, because it's almost just like information overload. So just be discerning, take your time, be reflective, and allow that vision to form from the heart or through the heart. So I will meet you on the other side to close our circle today. So thank you for joining me. I hope there were some words of wisdom, a breadcrumb, an aha that affirmed or confirmed something that you've been feeling, thinking, knowing, sensing. And this was just grounding it all for you, just bringing it into this form that it could be utilized in your life. Maybe you can take action. Maybe you can do some writing around it to get more insight or wisdom. Or maybe it's a breadcrumb, as I said, to kind of join two pieces together now to give us a little bit more of the picture of where we're going with this visioning of a new earth, a new human. So with gratitude and appreciation, I'll just rattle for a few seconds and give thanks, appreciation again, just for walking this good red road, for this information about symbology, about the bones, about the ancestors, whatever nuggets of truth you received. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, and thank you for joining me, joining the community, that wherever you are, time and space-wise, whatever country, we are all joining together in this sense of oneness as we move forward in this process of evolution. In full faith, so be it. May it benefit all. Aho. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonder-filled new moon in Gemini.